everybody. And welcome, wanderers, to another Parallax ASMR video. Today, I'm going to be tapping on some plastic caps. I have 8 different ones, and they all sound pretty good if you ask me. I can't stop doing that mouth sound ever since I learned how. Anyway, let's get started. First is this big ol' one. I guess it's not just gonna be caps. Plastic bottles. Note to self, change the title unplanned. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do like just talking or definitely not just talking, just tapping, or if I wanted to whisper alongside the tapping. And I just filmed another video a few minutes ago in which I just did triggers and didn't whisper at all. So I figured I would switch it up a little bit. It is currently 20 to 1 in the morning, and my wife and I are traveling for the holidays. I'm gonna switch to another plastic container. My wife and I are traveling for the holidays. We do every year. My parents live out of state, only about 2.5 hours away, and my wife's family lives upstate, so we travel to one house, to one family, for Christmas Eve, and then we travel to the other family for Christmas, and then back home. So it is a lot. Why did I start telling you that? Oh yeah. It's 20 to 1 in the morning, and the reason I'm up so late, I usually don't stay up this late at all, let alone record videos this late. The reason I'm up so late is because we are leaving early in the morning, and I have never recorded on the road, so to speak, so I didn't really want to rely on that. So instead I recorded a bunch of videos that I can take with me and edit while we're away. Editing is not a big deal. It's really just, I didn't want to bring like a camera and audio equipment and stuff like that, and lighting. Although I have been planning on doing a lo-fi ASMR video recently. When I first started watching ASMR, that's all that was around, was lo-fi ASMR. Nobody had, like, not that these are super professional lights, but nobody had lighting like this or fancy mics. A lot of people use their headphones with the mic on it. And it was like, I don't want to to say low quality, but I mean that is literally what it is. It's low fidelity is what lo-fi means, which is to say low quality. And that's just how ASMR was. Let's switch again. And I've kind of been wanting to make a video, like going back to those roots. I know a lot of people do that, and I know a lot of people like those videos. Lo-fi ASMR is a big thing, which is funny. It's funny how things are cyclical. Like, fashion, especially. I've seen things that were popular, I think in like the 70s and 80s coming back. Honestly, I never thought that I would see. I wasn't alive in the 80s. For anybody out there wondering how old I am, I'm a little surprised. I thought that the fashion and hairstyles from the 80s would be the one exception to the everything is cyclical rule. But it seems like it's coming back. Everything from the 80s was wild. Like, almost not in a good way. Except the music, some of the music. Some 80s music is just spectacular, and then you have bands like, well, you have, let's say, less good bands. In my opinion, obviously, music is entirely subjective. If you love 80s music, that's awesome. Some 80s music I love. I really love modern day artists who embrace the 80s sound. I think Robin is a good example. She is spectacular. I don't know if she writes her own music, but if she does, she is extremely talented. Hang With Me is one of my all-time favorite songs, honestly. And Dancing on My Own, of course, is a great one. Okay, on to the next plastic container. So, how did I get to talking about 80s stuff? Oh, I guess I was talking about lo-fi ASMR. Oh, everything's cyclical. Yeah. And I've seen like fashion things and hairstyles from the 80s seemingly coming back into style. Yeah, it's very strange. I was never one to be into fashion. In case you can't tell, every single video I'm basically wearing the exact same shirt. I don't like a lot of clothes, I think, and so when I find something that I like, I buy a bunch of them and I just wear them every day. So pretty much every single day I'm either wearing this exact same brand black t-shirt, like crew neck, a black t-shirt, v-neck, a long sleeve crew neck, or a long sleeve, what is this called? Henley, I think. And it's the same thing with jeans. Once I find a pair of jeans I like, or shorts, I just buy like 10 pairs, and I wear them every day. I guess I'm like a minimalist when it comes to clothes. I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to a bunch of things. I guess coffee might be another example where in some cases I'm minimalist. it basically creates pour over for you, which is incredible. I'm gonna switch. I can't remember if I did this one. I don't think I did. This is my dog's medicine. What was I saying? Oh, coffee, right. So it basically, the drip maker that he gave me, it basically, it makes pour over for you. And you can customize like every part of the brewing process. So you can set the bloom time, in case you don't know. Bloom time when you are making coffee, specifically manual brewing methods, is, and ideally drip coffee makers should do this also. The bloom time is where you, I'm still tapping with this, is where you pour some hot water over the grounds, and provided they're fresh beans, the hot water will start releasing carbon dioxide from the grounds, and you'll see the bed of coffee like inflate as the gases are escaping, and that's called the bloom. So you wet the grounds, and then you let it bloom, usually for like 30 seconds, and then you continue pouring water after that. So that coffee maker, you can customize the bloom time and the pattern that it aliquots water onto the grounds bed. You can customize the brewing time, of course. You can customize the temperature of the water to the degree, which is unnecessarily fancy, but it makes really good coffee. Like, my wife and I are spoiled when it comes to coffee. We would hands down choose homebrewed coffee, our homebrewed coffee, over any chain or coffee house. It just cannot be beaten when you make it yourself the right way. I also have a really good grinder. I use a manual grinder, not an electric one, so I guess a bit minimalist there too. Yeah. And then I buy high quality beans. Let's switch. I normally don't mention brands in my videos, and I don't really know why. I just don't. But I'm going to here. And the reason is because I want you to know that good quality coffee doesn't have to, like specialty coffee. I don't know why I put air quotes. There is a specific thing that specialty means, but specialty coffee costs like $24 a pound sometimes, which is insane. My wife and I go through a pound of coffee like maybe 5 to 7 days. So for it to cost $24 is just absolutely crazy. It's almost as expensive as going to like a coffee house or a chain or something. But you don't have to spend that much to get good quality coffee. We go to, and okay, let me preface this a little bit. I'm a little bit of a coffee, I'm not a coffee snob, but I know what's good, and I used to co-own a coffee company, and I've roasted coffee for years, and I've tried a lot of specialty coffee, and I've spent a lot of time and money dialing in my coffee brewing process. my best not to forget where I was. Actually, if I'm quiet enough, I don't even have to cut. I believe they're all independently operated, so there's a chance that if you go to Stu Leonard's and you get their Colombian Supremo coffee, it might not be great. But from our Stu Leonard's, it is delicious, and it is $13 a pound, which is close to half of what I've seen some specialty coffee go for. And I'm not talking like the super crazy specialty coffee like pea berry coffee from Hawaii or Kenya. That can reach like $100 a pound or more. That's crazy. I will never buy that. But like the good specialty coffee that's not outlandishly priced, Stu Leonard's coffee is like half the price, and it is insane. And it's fresh. You can tell that it's fresh because of the bloom. Green coffee, or young coffee rather. Young coffee that's roasted. So a lot of people think that when you roast coffee, the best time to drink it is right after, and that's not true. You need to let it degas for a few days. I think 4 to 5 days is ideal, if I remember correctly. That's what I wait, or that's how long I wait, rather. And Stu Leonard's roast their coffee regularly, so you may have to let it rest, so to speak. I'm focusing more on talking and less on the plastic bottles than I anticipated. I hope you like coffee conversations. This channel is not sponsored by Stu Leonard's. It's coffee that I really, really love, and I can't recommend it enough. Maybe I will start mentioning brands, but like only brands that I really, really love. For the record, I don't love Stu Leonard's. I only love their coffee. I mean, their other stuff is good too, but if I'm mentioning a brand that I recommend you go buy, I'm not going to say go do all of your shopping at Stu Leonard's. I'm going to switch again. This is actually a glass bottle, so I will stick to the cap. I wouldn't say do all of your grocery shopping at Stu Leonard's. I'm just saying, if you're looking for really good coffee that's not exorbitantly expensive, their Colombian Supremo is the tops. It's the best I've found, honestly, especially for the price. I mean, it's not the best coffee I've had, to be clear. It's the best for the price, by far. I think on this channel in the future, I will mention brands, but only ones that I, like, am passionate about, so to speak. If people have an issue with that, I guess just tell me, and I just won't mention